Hello children, welcome to our class. Hope you all are fine. Now you are in 7th standard, right? So we are starting our first chapter of civics, that is on equality. India is a democratic country. In the class 6th book, we have looked at the key elements of the democratic government. These include people's participation, the resolution of conflicts, and equality and justice. Equality is a key feature of democracy and influences all aspects of its functioning. In this chapter, you will read more about equality, what it is, why it is so important, and whether it is not everyone is equal before India. B.R. Ambedkar has said that self-respect is the most vital factor in our life. Without it, man is a cipher. Nothing is more disgraceful for a brave man than to live life devoid for self-respect. So the whole idea of session will be focusing on the concept of self-respect or equality. Now, the constitution is be said that currently guarantees equality for all citizens. But in reality, there are discrimination based on various reasons. It can be caste, it can be religion, it can be class, or any other reasons. Based on that, there are differences in the society that do exist. For example, Mr. and Mrs. Ansari go to one place to another looking for a rented house, but they find it very difficult because most of the landowners says that they will not give a rented house to the person those who consume non-vegetarian. So these are the kinds of some things that brings discriminations in the society. So one of them suggested them to change the name as Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. Then they will get a rented house. So the chances like these stories about the students sitting in the backside of the class, sitting near to the door, and so on and so forth. So these are certain discriminations that definitely exist in the society. So we can understand that equality and democracy are dynamic concepts. Now there are three key pillars of democratic government, that is people's participation, conflicts resolution and equality. We will focusing on today is equality, which is one of the key factors of democratic government. Now, under democratic government, we also say that have the universal adult franchise as the right to vote for each and every individual, and this right to be voted is based on equality. But when we say we have the right to vote, that it is based on equality, why not there are other factors where we say each and every person has an equal chance? So, right to vote is there. What about the right to equal living? There is no kind of equality in terms of living standard. There are huge disparity in equal working condition. A worker who is working as a domestic worker or a sweeper is not given working on such a situation. Similarly, happens with the caste identity. Now this identity not only existed in a mind of uneducated people but also existed in educated and urban mind. So this is something to be worked on. The situation has to be changed. In this module, we are studying about the equality in Indian democracy. Article 15 of the Indian Constitution guarantees equality to the citizens of India. No individual can be discriminated in any manner. It will abolishes untouchability and it shows every individual equal access to the public places. The Constitution also guarantees the right to vote, as I told earlier. There are many laws to protect people for being or seems equal. There are several government-initiated programs and schemes to improve the people's lives, those who are ill-treated centuries back. One such scheme is Midday Meal Scheme, where lunch is provided for students of government elementary schools. Equality can be achieved only when we changed our attitude and treat every individual with respect and dignity. However, in our everyday life, we come across many incidents that make us wonder if equality actually exists in our country. For example, government hospitals in India are mostly occupied for poor, and even when critically patients also wanted to stand in a long queues. Due to their poor economic backgrounds, these people cannot afford the fees charged by the private hospitals. So they experience inequality. Apart from that, economic background of people are sometimes treated unequally on the basis of their religion, gender and caste. For instance, people belong to minority communities often places in getting to a house in a locality of their choice. Women too are paid less for the same job as men do. For example, female players in national and international tennis or cricket matches are paid much less than their male counterparts do. A famous Dalit writer, Om Prakash Valmiki, wrote about the caste-based discrimination faced by him in his autobiography, Judan. Valmiki was made sit on the floor when he was studying and many times without any reasons. He was also made to sweep off the school and playground because of his caste. This discrimination on the basis of religion, gender and caste. It will hurt the dignity and self-respect of people. Surprisingly, India is the only country struggled for equality. In the United States, the Afro-Americans were treated unequally for many years when traveling in public bus. They are seated at the back or give their seat to a white person. In 1955, Rosa Parks, an Afro-American, refused to give up on a bus to a white man. His defied act resulted in agitations and civil rights movements. Later, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is implemented, which prohibited discrimination on the basis of origin, race, or religion. Although our government is trying to bring in equality amongst people, there are still several communities that are struggling the dignity and the quality in society. So children, we have come to the end of this chapter. This is a small chapter based on equality. That is, so many peoples are facing discriminations in any of the manner. That is based on religion, that is based on caste, that is based on color, creed, anything. So there should not be any discrimination to any persons within India, because our Constitution of India is given equal power or equality for all of the citizens. So children, if you have any doubts, you can contact me, and this is a small chapter based on equality and based on discrimination. Thank you.